Likutei Moharan, today, it's Hashem. We're starting Torah Yud Zayin, 17. And then, as usual, he starts with the pasuk. That's the pasuk. That takes place when the children of Yaakov Avinu, they come back from Mitzrayim to Yaakov after their first encounter of the third kind with Yosef, first one. They still didn't know who he was. He took Shimon, sent them back, said, "You're spies." Whole story. This pasuk takes place around that incident. And that pasuk has in it unbelievable Torah mysteries folded into it. The pasuk is as follows: "Vayhi hem merikim sakeim." And lo and behold, they were emptying their satchels, their sacks. V'nei ish tzur kaspoy b'sakoi. And lo and behold, the bundle of money, every person's bundle of money is in his sack. V'yer'u es tzroiros kaspeim. And they saw the bundle of their money. They and their father, in other words, both them and their father saw it. And great fear fell upon them. And Yaakov, their father, told them, "Oisi shikalta, me, you have." I don't know what's the English word for law lane for when parents lose a child. So what's the term for the parents? They are what parents?
Right. There's no. I don't know.
The opposite.
An orphan.
An orphan is the other way. This is. So me, basically, it's you have lost, or sort of like Yosef enenu. Yosef is no longer. V'Shimon enenu, and Shimon is no longer. V'ez Binyamin tikachu. Now you want to take Binyamin. You're going to take Binyamin. Alay ayu kulanai. That it all falls on me. At the end of the Maiva, we will see how the whole Mahalach of the Torah is cloaked in this pasuk. Ki yira ve'ahavo I efshar lekabel ki im al yedei tzadik yado. It is not possible to receive Yiras Hashem and Ahavas Hashem except through the Tzaddik Yado. Ki Tzaddik Yado hu המגלה הירו והאהבה. As we go along, now the Rebbe is going to explain the mechanism through which the Tzaddik reveals the Yira and the Ahava in the world. But before we get into this, it is too easy just to go over this little pasuk. There's no way to get Yira and Ahava except for the tzaddikim of the door. we think that maybe we can do it ourselves, maybe we can daven for it, maybe we can... Everything is true. We have to daven for it. Without it, nothing's going to happen. But it is not possible. It's not possible to do without the tzaddik yado. The crust of Olam Asir that totally separates us and the entire Olam Asir from the omnipresence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is unbreachable. It's unbreachable. Except through the tzaddik. The tzaddik is the keyhole through which the light comes through from the above all dimensions, from the Ein Sof. The remez for this, when it says the form of Yaakov Avinu is engraved on Kisa Koved. Kisa Koved that's the barrier that covers the Koved Hashem. But the light is to come through. It comes through the cutout, the etching of Yaakov Avinu. Tzaddik. The tzaddik is the portal through which the light of HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes to the world. That's the thing, that's the portal that enabled us to connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Kaviyach HaKadosh Baruch Hu to connect with us. For us to gain a cognition of the Metzias Hashem to the point that we can embed it in ourselves, in our Gashmis feelings of Yira and Ahava. This is only possible through the tzaddik, with the tzaddik yado. That's it. Because the entire job, why to the tzaddik? What is it? Some magic? Dafka through the tzaddik? The reason you can do it is because the tzaddik, that's what he does. He ceaselessly, without stop, all the time, constantly, reveals the Yira and the Ahava in the world. And now, the Rebbe is going to explain a little bit at length, why the tzaddik does that. Here goes. כי הצדיק, דבר כשהוא מחפש תמיד, the tzaddik is constantly searching and begging, beseeching. The galus הרצוינס של השם יזמור, to reveal what does the Kodesh Baruch Hu want. כי בכל דובר, יש בכל דובר רצון השם יזמור. In every single reality, there is actually a manifestation of the will of Hashem. And Bichlal Abriya, Sai in the totality of creation. Dehainu, Ma Hashem Yisborach Ratzon Nivroas Ha'olam Bichlal. The fact that the world exists is a manifestation of the will of Hashem to create the world. And in the same way in the details of creation. B'chol dover v'dover b'frat. every single, particularly, every single thing in the world. Yeshurotz Hashem Yisborach is the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. דהיינו שהשם יזבח רוצה שזה דבר יהיה כך, because Baruch Hu wanted that thing to be thus. In other words, בתמונה זויס, with this form, ובכוח הזה, with those capabilities, ובטבע זויס, and with that nature, like a crocodile will have this scaly, strong back and the teeth and the this and the that, and every single detail. And the snake is like this, and the monkey is like this, and the ant is like this. Every single detail had different form, a different capability, and different nature. Dovar acher, and something else. Yesh lo tmuna acheret, has a different form, a koyach acher, and different capacity, and different capability. V'telev anhog acheret, has a different nature, and different conduct. V'atzadik mechapes u'mevakesh tomid achar elotim. The tzadik searches and looks always looks for what are these wills. Leida, Laasig, Veleida, Ratzon Hashem Yisborach b'chol davar. To perceive and to know what did HaKadosh Baruch Hu want in everything. Kigon, black, for instance. Pnei ma'aya Ratzon Hashem Yisborach sha'ari yeh lo koach gvura kazon. Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted that the lion should have such strength, such might? And with that nature and with that conduct that the lion has. And the opposite. Yatush katan, a small mosquito. It is very weak. And it has a different nature, different form, different conduct. וכן בפרוטי פרוטיס, and also in detail of details. באריה בעצמו, in the lion itself. מפני מה זה העבר של האריה צורתו כך? Why that particular limb of the lion looks like that. יש לה כוח בטבע כזויס, and he has such a כוח and such a nature. ועבר אחר, אין different limb, יש לו צורה אחרת, has a different form. וכוח בטבע בהנהגה אחרת, has a different כוח. different nature, different conduct. וכן, בשאר כל הבריאים שבעולם, the same with all the other b'shefnishim, everything, every creation in the world. דומם צומח חי מדבר. The inanimate, the plant, the living, in other words, the animals, and מדבר, the people. שבכולם יש שינויים רבים לאין מספר. Each one differs than the other with countless differences. בין כל אחד לחברו. וכן בכל אחד ואחד, and each and every one בעצמו, in other words, in particular, יש בשינויים רבים בפרטי פרוטיוס בין כל עבר ועבר. There is an almost infinite number of differences between one limb and the next. וכיוצא בזה בעשור ואילונס ושאר פרוטיוס, the same thing with plants and all the details of creation. בכולם יש שינויים רבים מאוד. In each one there are countless differences בתמונותיהם, בכוחותיהם, בהנהגותיהם. In their form, their picture, and in their capacities, in their nature or conduct. הכל היה מחמס רצון הבורא יתברך שמו, שזה יהיה כך וזה כך. And everything is the way it is because the Kodesh Baruch Hu wanted this to be this way and this to be this way. In particular. Nothing is happenstance. Everything is b'chavon. The tzaddik all the time looks for these returners. So you would come to think, wait, so the tzaddik is a botanist, he's a biologist, he's an anthropologist, he's an astrologer, he's an astrophysicist, what is he? What's the First of all, the question is, why would he want to know all this? And secondly, how does he find all this?
Why?
So what do you think?
Because if the tzaddik, like you said, is the portal, right? So that means that everything that is God in this world is through the tzaddik.
Yeah. So why does he want God that service of Kodesh Baruch Hu and everything? I don't know either, but I can tell you what I think, which is when you find out what Hashem wants, you find out what Hashem wants from you. Maybe. Once you find out, this is the idea, because it's Torah, and it's the idea. You need to know what does the Kodesh Baruch Hu wants. You know what the Kodesh Baruch Hu wants. You want the same thing. See what you can do. Possibly. How does he find out without going around like Dr. Livingstone in Africa, where you might find out what kind of plants grow in Namibia or Burundi or whatever. The tzaddik finds and perceives all these particular returners על ידי ספאוס שמויצא בישראל בכלל ובפרט ובפרטי פרוטיוס. When the tzaddik finds the specific glory that the Kodesh Baruch Hu has with Am Yisrael B'chlal, with every Yid personally, and with every limb of every Yid personally. Kodesh Baruch Hu rejoices and glorifies Klal Yisrael with every Yid, and even with every limb of every Yid. So, what's the shaykhs? He finds the glory of Hashem in every Yid. He'll know what Hashem wants in every part of creation. How did the two connect? So he explains. The entire world was created for Israel. As the Medrash says, Bereshis. In Vayikra Rabbah it says, Bishvil Yisrael Shemit Bereshis. Israel all Achshavat Chilo. The first cause, the first thought, the prime reason for the creation of the world was Am Yisrael. The Hainu Shashem Yisborach Tzofa Yispos V'Ashasharashuim Shikabel Yisrael. That the HaKadosh Baruch Hu has foreseen the glorification and the rejoicing that he will get from Israel by them doing his will. כמו שכתוב ישראל אשר בך אשמח, Israel that in you I shall glorify. ובשביל זה בורס כל העולם. That's the reason הקדוש ברוך הוא created the entire world. Therefore, נמצא שכל העולם כולו, the entire world in totality, נברא רק בשביל היספר שיספר בישראל. It was created only for the glory and that Hashem will derive from Klal Yisrael. זה היה כלל הבריאה. That was the entire בריאה. דהיינו, שכלל הבריאה היה בשביל כלל היספר שגבל בישראל. In other words, the overall totality of creation was created to enable the overall, the glory and that Hashem will derive from the totality of the entire existence of Israel. Klal Israel. All of them. From beginning to end. Every single nation. All of them together. וכן, פרוטי הבריאה, the details of creation, ובשביל פרוטי הספר של ישראל. The details of creation is for the details of the glorification that Hashem derives, the pleasure Hashem derives from Israel. Listen to this. כי בכל אחד ואחד מישראל, every single Jew, he has in him, Isparos Proteus, there's a specific nachas and glory and kvela that the HaKadosh Baruch Hu will receive. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Isparos Proteus. David, I should leave out the last name. There is, and you too, of course, there is a specific glory that Hashem has with you personally, with you, with me. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu sitting and is looking and goes, David. Yes. Rabbi says some foolish. So Vafilu Pashi Israel, even the sinners of Israel, calls man Shem Yisrael Nikra Olam, as long that the name Israel, the title Israel, still is called to him. Kinikra Pashi Israel, it's called, Jewish sinners. Yeshbo Ispaos Proti, there is a private, specific glory that Hashem derives from him. Hashem Yisboach Mispaer Imo Beprotius, that the HaKadosh Baruch Hu rejoices in him personally. V'chen Beprote Protius, and also in detail of details. כי בכל עבר ועבר ובכל תנועה ותנועה של ישראל יספר אחר. There is a different rejoicing and glory and pride Hashem takes in every single limb of every single movement of every single Jew. ולפעמים, ויש לפעמים, and sometimes there is, as a פחד שבישראל, the lowliest guy in Israel, עושה נענו עם הפה שלו, in other words, it goes like a little movement with his pear. והשם יסברך יש לו Isparos גדול גם לזה. It's a little movement with the pear. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu has big, incredible, derives great pride in this as well. It's like, you have a little child. and the child says something cute, there's no chokhmah in it. It's ridiculous. It's what it, but it's just child. And you have, it's like, my wife waxes poetically to no end when she sees little babies from the rolls of fat that they have by their knees. Yes. It's like, yeah, but the pulkis, so they have little folds like, that's it. This is it. It's what? I like this. Because Baruch has it with every single yid, with every single part of the yid. My son Avrami has two big daughters. Okay, so when they were, I think, 6 and 5, something is, or 6 and 5, 6 and 4, something like that. So the small one had a candy, which the big one wanted. Okay, so she explained to her why it is worth her while to give her the candy. And that was the logic that she used. She said, if you don't give me the candy, you'll have an avera, and Hashem will be upset, and he'll bring a mubble to the world. But if you give me the candy, Mommy will be happy with you, and she'll buy you a hair bow. How can you argue with that? I don't know. I guess you got the candy. I don't know, but I mean, a hair bow vis-a-vis a marble. I mean, it's. It's like, the upside and the downside. So it's we have enough from it. Well, because it's cute. Because specifically because it's my grandchildren. I have tremendous enough from it. But obviously it's the stupidest thing on earth. But nevertheless, there's a shtickle harmonious. There's slyness into this thing. There's manipulation there to the degree. Turning the screws on both ends. It's like the cat and the stick. Right? The Kodesh Baruch Hu has pleasure from the slightest movement of a yid. How much love the Kodesh Baruch Hu has for you and for me and for you. Just to no end, to no end. He's a patsy for us, like we are patsy for our children. And what kind of pleasure, what kind of unbelievable, endless pleasure you get when your kid does something good, when he does what you want. Not because, go bring me a glass of water, and he goes and he brings. Nothing. Even this. But something which is good for him. He davens well, or he learns well, or whatever. It's the biggest nachas he can have. When your son is sitting there learning, is twirling his pear when he's learning, you have a pleasure from every twirl that he does. The tzaddik is busy constantly in revealing the pride that Hashem has in every single detail should be detailed for every single Jew. revealing Hashem's pride. והצדיק, על ידי שמבקש מחפש תמיד, that he all the time looks for moitze and he finds the pride Hashem takes in Israel, בכלל ובפרט ובפרטי פרטיות, in general, specifically, and in details. בכל איבר ותנוע של כל אחד ואחד מישראל כנ"ל. Every single limb, every single movement, every single deed of every single Jew. על ידי זה יודע ומשיג כל הרצון של השם יזברך שהיה לו בכל הבריאה. With this, the tzaddik understands the specific wills, volition that Hashem had in the entire creation. בכלל, בפרט, בפרטי פרטיות. In general, private specifically, and in detail. כי כל הרצון של כל הבריאה, all the wills that Hashem wanted in the entire bria, they came for a purpose. They were not haphazard. הכל היה בשביל ההספעל של ישראל. Everything was in order to achieve, to derive that, to have this pride in Israel. וכל דבר ודבר נברא ברצונו, and every single thing was created ברצון השם. בזה הכוח ובזה הטבע והנהגו, in that particular capacity and this nature and this conduct, כפי ההספעל שיש לו בכל אחד ואחד מישראל. In accordance, in direct relations to the pride that Hashem will derive from every Jew. נמצא שיודע ומועצה הספעל שיש בישראל, that he knows and he finds the glory that there is in Israel, בכלל ובפרט ופרטי פרטיות. יודע כל הרצון שיש בכלל הבריאה, ופרטי הבריאה, ופרטי פרטיות. And in Likutei Moharan, he said like this: a person should know that Hashem is more glorifies even if on the worst Jew, as long as don't call a Jew, there is a specific pride that Hashem takes in him. That's why a person should never, ever, ever give up on Hashem's love. No matter what you did, no matter how awful you think you are, or the deeds that you do. The person has, was pagim endlessly. Still, Hashem loves him to no end, and he can still come back to Hashem as well. And the only way that can happen is through Anshe Emes, people of truth, that they can find the good and the glory that there is even in the biggest criminal, and bring everybody to Hashem's work. Ibn over here reiterates, this thing over again. We'll say it tomorrow. But what I want to I spend the kudah that I want to touch. There were many criminals, hardened criminals, that were drawn to a blaze of light. So you have really tough guys. Aside the people of Shuvah and people from crime families. Like mafia guys. They would come to him and they would just because when they came to him, they felt the pride that Hashem and the love that Hashem has for them, personally. People like that are filled with self-loathing. Filled. why they kill everybody else is because they hate themselves so much. They're angry with themselves. And the more bad they do, the more they hate themselves. The more bad they do. They're totally hefka by themselves. Whatever. And for them, when they come to Ish Emes, when they come to a man of Emes, that when he looks at them, he only tries to find the isparas, the pride that Hashem has in this specific person. It's like breaking out of the biggest jail possible. Because a regular jail is just outside. Inside the jail of your mind, how can you get something tzaddik? Is the reason why people flock to Uman every Rosh Hashanah. You feel the spirals that the Kodesh Baruch Hu has with you as a Yid. You don't know what it is that you feel. You're not cognizant. It's not a coherent thought. But the tzaddik is looking for the spirals that Kodesh Baruch Hu has in you. Mainly he reveals the beauty that is in you. And you feel the ahav and you feel the year. Continue tomorrow.